Welcome back to another video. This time we're going to do the rest of the endings that we didn't get, or most of them, because, you know, we just got the second one. And I don't remember what I said for this one to get for that one, but I think it might have been when I'm over here, I'm like, no, Kaeya, don't take the money. The performance one was pretty interesting. So far, I'm liking all of these endings.
It's high time you gave yourself a proper break.
I think so far my favorite one, though, would be the second one.
If it's always in use. Regular maintenance is essential for reliable performance. And anyway, life is short, so we should make the most of the time we have. Right now is the perfect time to relax and enjoy ourselves. And who knows how many other chances we'll get. So come on, what do you say? Great.
Let me take you somewhere
Music
new.
to my ears.
Yippee.
I'll cover the travel costs, of course. There's nothing more enjoyable than the company of a good friend. Let's call this a nice little excursion to round off my long business trip. Now, let me think where we should go. I've seen a lot of Sumeru already.
You want to see the Aranara?
Someplace new. How about Liyue?
Whoa.
I'd be past there on my way back to Mondstadt anyway, so it's not out of the way.
You know what? I know Liyue inside and out. Let's go.
Well, lucky me. I'll hold you to that.
Oh, please don't. Wait a second. I feel like I'm going to mess up everything.
Frequently corresponds with the Knights of Favonius, so the address on their letterhead is one of the few places I'm familiar with. I don't have much luggage, so it won't take me long to pack. Give me a moment, and then we'll head there together.
I'll show you the best restaurants, the most expensive restaurants, the most expensive. Alright, I've only been shown around from Zhongli, so I only kind of know the most expensive places. Hey man, he was one of the only few people that showed me around in Liyue, technically. Child went off to do his whole little evil genius plan that just failed anyways in the end. I don't think anyone else has actually shown us around Liyue, like, you know, in story-wise, than Zhongli. He's the one who's always going around, always doing something. So I wonder what we're gonna even do here. The Ministry of Affairs, yippee, my favorite place. I mean, he only knows this place, so we have to meet up here.
I've heard that there's lots.
I keep smacking my mic.
But I'm sure you're more familiar with the place than I am, so I'll leave the itinerary to you.
I have friends all over Liyue and can score discounts galore. I know all the best scenic spots. Can't go wrong when you're with me. I want to see him interact with people.
Excellent. Well, hopefully I'll get to know some of these friends for myself. It's such a satisfying feeling to just drop everything, go on a long trip, and see something new. Who knows who we might cross paths with? We might even end up going on an impromptu adventure. Just like how I met you in Port Ormos, and now we're here. Come on, let's see what's up ahead.
The only person who I know owns something is Xiangling. One problem I have with Liyue is navigating upstairs. Oh no, Vlad. Do I just go up to someone? I think I just go up to someone.
Do you know this shop?
There we go. Oh my god.
Pretty nice from the outside. Shall we take a look?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I had to go up to someone.
Welcome to Mingxing Jewelry. We are a long-established trader of precious stones. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Let me see. Some nice jewelry you've got here. Maybe I can grab something with a local flavor as a souvenir. What do you think, traveler? See anything that suits my style? I trust your judgment.
Okay, multiple options. Let's actually just check if they sell anything off the shelf. Off the shelf. Wait, already buying souvenirs on the first day of your trip. Let's see if they have anything
you're
off the
interested in
shelf.
souvenirs. If you're struggling to decide, you might want to consider getting some jade. You can't go wrong with a nice jade pendant. They're an elegant addition to your look, whatever your age or gender. If you're looking for a specific design, we can make it to your specifications. It does take some time to fulfill an order, however. High-quality jade is hard to come by, so our waiting list is at least a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's a pity. I'm just visiting and I won't be in town for very long. So as much as it pains me to do so, I'm afraid I'll have to leave this beautiful bijou behind.
No worries at all, sir. If you're looking for something off the shelf, why not go and see Mr. Shurto at the Jade Mystery? He also deals in jade and precious stones.
Ah, the guy with the uncut stones.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember him.
No, let me give you a word of advice. There's no risk in purchasing a piece of jade that's already been cut. But you could lose all of your mora betting on uncut rocks.
I'm a Genshin player. I gamble every single day. Come on, I'll be fine.
More, as I don't want my fellow vendors to think I'm bad-mouthing them. But I think you catch my drift. It's only human nature to spend a little when you're on a trip, but don't be too hasty to part with your cash. The Ministry of Civil Affairs takes everyone's economic well-being very seriously, and they often send out the Millilith to spread public awareness of well-known scams. As guests here, I'd encourage you to watch out for anyone trying to rip you off.
Oh, I'm not a guest. He is. I'll be fine.
You go into that. We appreciate it, boss.
Alright, let's go to the Jade. I remember this guy. I had to do a commission for him. Are those NPCs new? The one right outside? 'Cause I know that's Yelan's establishment, so... I haven't, like, stared at those, but I remember them not originally being there, unless they're originally there and I just didn't pay much attention.
Welcome. Looking for uncut stones or pre-cut
Because
jade?
now they
We've
have
got plenty of both
names
for your
above their
viewing
heads and
pleasure.
everything, and a title.
Uncut stones. Ah, yes, we were just briefed on that. Let's take a look at the pre-cut jade.
We should be
I
careful.
believe I detect a quiet but distinct tone of apprehension in your words. Please rest assured, there's nothing to be quite so wary about with my business. Feel free to peruse at your leisure. I think you'll find that everything I do here is entirely above
Alright,
board
I'm trying to
and
remember what I
legitimate.
did with
And I sell
Zhongli
only
because I was
pure
able to get the
unadulterated
good
goods.
one, like,
No
on the
scam
first
guarantee.
try. I don't know how I did that.
Sure, you can bet on
Again, it could be
jade and
something
lose if
being
you're
like, you know,
lucky,
it'll
but
always make
that
you get
doesn't
it.
make it a scam. My terms are clear and transparent, and I only do business with willing customers. What scammer can claim that?
Sounds perfectly reasonable. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much the vendor is charging. If the customer decides to hand over their money, they're taking the bait of their own free will.
Yes, exactly. I'm glad you understand. Although your peculiar phrasing at the end there, you almost make it sound as if I really am scamming people.
Ah, you try, Shito.
Anyway,
You try.
betting on jade is what it is. Feel free to try your luck, but if you can't afford to lose, then it's not for you. We don't need to cause each other any trouble. I'll leave you to browse at your own pace now while I deal with other potential customers.
Amber-colored jade would probably make for a good souvenir.
Are you really thinking of buying it?
Why not? This is a quirky little place. Somehow, I'm inclined to entertain him for a bit.
I have better quality pieces than these. You know what? I'm not lying. I kind of want to say that.
Well, if you're not interested, then I guess we'll pass.
Ahoy there, Captain! Fancy seeing you back in town. Struck any gold lately?
What, a poor sailor like me? You must be joking. I barely managed to make ends meet. What about you, Shurto? Still scamming people with your pile of rocks?
Hey! Keep your voice down. Can't you see I've got customers? But more to the point, when have you ever seen a customer get scammed in my store?
I mean, you want the full list? Or... Hold up, is that? Captain Kaeya! What, brings you to Liyue?
Hey, how do you know this guy?
Taking a short trip with my friend. It's been a while.
He's like, is that? Oh, hello. Haha.
It's been a good while, hasn't it?
Alright, he's awkward around you. Kaeya, what did you do? Okay, you guys are both very awkward to each other.
Anywhere you'd recommend I visit while I'm here?
Let me think. Wanmin Restaurant's always a pretty good bet. Chef Mao's daughter is a skilled chef, and their prices are very reasonable. My wife can't get enough of their boiled fish. You could give that a try. And, speaking of my wife, she won't let me forget what a great help you've been to us before. So thank you on her
She
behalf.
keeps talking about you every single day. Please,
Wife.
make her stop.
Yes. How is she doing these days? Keeping well?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Anyway, I've got something I need to do down at the South Wharf, so my apologies, Captain Kaeya, but I'd better get going.
All right. See you. Ah, I finally remembered who that was. Captain Wu. He runs a transport business between Mondstadt and Liyue.
I see. So you went through that whole conversation with no idea who you were talking to. Well, that explains the generic pleasantries and the general awkwardness. Old Wu's usually quite the chatterbox, so it's very unusual for him to just take off mid-conversation. How exactly do you two know each other anyway?
Maybe he owes Kaeya a favor.
An educated guess. Yes, you could put it like that. It's pretty straightforward, honestly. The captain was making a delivery to Mondstadt when his ship sprang a leak. He overexerted himself fixing it and keeping the cargo dry, and ended up passing out from exhaustion. I took him to Mondstadt to recover.
Well, it still seems strange to me. Sure, he's hardly the most charming conversationalist, and he's also mighty stubborn, but all of us know Old Wu is an honest and kind-hearted man. His eldest was once playing on that big rock over there when he took a tumble and injured himself. I helped to patch the kid up, and the next day, Old Wu was here to buy a couple of uncut stones. I'm just surprised he was so quick to excuse himself, that's all. Normally, he's the kind of guy who, if you run into him on the street and he owes you a favor, he'll grab you by the hand and thank you profusely until you ask him to stop.
Well, stubborn, I can believe. Someone had drilled a gaping hole in his ship, and the water was coming in fast. How he managed to make it all the way to Mondstadt, not to mention with his cargo intact, I have no idea.
Someone drilled a hole in his ship? Oh dear. It must have been one of the less savory captains out there trying to sabotage his business so they can squeeze their way into the market. When competition is stiff, sometimes things get ugly. It's the way of the world, unfortunately. His line of work isn't easy. The poor fellow usually has to set sail before the break of dawn. He's been loitering around a lot these past few weeks, though. I thought maybe he'd come into some Mora. Competition is fierce these days, and there's not a lot of Mora to be made in shipping. So every day he stays idle is another negative in the books. I do wonder what's gotten into him. Anyway, I digress. We merchants protect our goods like our own lives, so who knows? Maybe he had some important cargo to see to. Either way, good sir, don't mind him.
Kaeya is a kind soul. Kaeya's a good knight.
I am an upstanding member.
I'm not
of
saying
the
that Kaeya
Knights
doesn't
of
have a good
Favonius,
soul.
after
I just
all.
feel like if I say something
Just
like
look me
that,
in the eyes.
he'll just go, haha,
find me
yeah,
trustworthy?
sure, uh-huh.
Since you asked about recommendations earlier, you're here from Mondstadt, yes? Might I suggest the tea house is somewhere to rest your legs? If memory serves, they're just about to retell the tale of Bravebeard the Valiant from the top. Why not pay them a visit?
Sounds interesting enough. Let's check it out.
I was about to say, where is this dang tea house? But I know where exactly it is. Bring another Mondstatter in here.
Come into the...
What's the hurry?
Yeah, usually if I need to get up somewhere here, I just use Albedo instead of using the actual stairs. It's just easier than navigating where the stairs are because my brain gets confused with that.
So this is the Huyu tea house.
Let's find some seats.
We meet again, Captain Kaeya.
Oh, hey, Captain Wu.
Coincidence. Twice in one day.
Didn't you say you had something to do at the South Wharf?
Oh, that didn't take me long. And I ran the whole way.
Wu, weren't you just at Wanwen Bookhouse buying a book for your daughter? What's this talk about the wharf?
Shh, just leave it be, Aunt Jong. There's no need to embarrass him right in front of everyone else. I take it that you two aren't from around these parts. I'm a caravan guard by trade, and meeting people from all over the world is one of the main perks of the job for me. Why don't you join my table so we can get to know each other?
Oh, seems like the tea house is the place to be in Liyue. Feels like I'm back in the angel share.
Yeah, except you don't have someone
manage to
just
get
staring
something
you
for your
down
daughter
and gonna
just now,
throw at
Captain
you.
Wu?
They're gonna throw a bottle at
Yes,
you in any
thank
second.
you. If it weren't for you, Captain Kaeya, she might not have even made it into this world.
I'm so lost, Wu. What's the story here?
Yeah, what is the story here?
Your wife's originally from Mondstadt, isn't she? Did you run into Captain Kaeya when you were there on business, or when you were visiting the in-laws?
The latter.
So wait, Kaeya saved you more than once?
Oh, this is so humiliating. Anyway, back when my wife was pregnant, we were taking a trip to Mondstadt to visit her parents this one time, when we were mugged by a group of treasure hoarders near Dawn Winery.
Oh, that sounds awful. Were either of you hurt?
How are they that close to Dawn Winery?
He's
D-Luke,
still
you aren't doing
here,
your
and
job.
He's still got all his limbs, so they can't have roughed him up too bad. I'm guessing Captain Kaeya stepped in before they could do either of you any serious harm, huh?
Yes, he did. Thankfully, he heard my wife crying for help and drove them away. My wife was injured and quite shaken up by the ordeal, so he took her to the winery and asked them to look after her.
So what happened to you?
Oh, he probably okay, yeah.
I was in the water.
Huh? What did you jump in the water for? You know they can still get you in there, right?
No, that's not... They threw me into the water and, stripped me of all my clothes.
So that's why it's embarrassing.
What? Did they have a weird fetish or something? Stripping a sailor naked and throwing him into the water. It's not like you were going to drown. So, then what?
I'm trying so hard not to
Swim
laugh.
ashore?
The treasure hoarders always move in groups, and fighting back when you're outnumbered isn't usually an option. It's no surprise that they quickly overpowered Captain Wu. I'm just glad that everyone made it out all right at the end.
Captain Kaeya, please, there's no need for you to try to save face for me like this. I already owe you so much. You don't have to do anything more. Yet, despite that, I somehow only ended up humiliating myself further.
Wait,
There's no
further?
point
What
in
else did you
trying to
do?
save face
Tell me,
now.
tell me, tell me, tell
They
me.
tossed me into the water to humiliate me, and to use it as leverage to get my wife to pay up. But they didn't know that I could swim. What I'd intended was to pretend to drown, then sneak back onto shore while they weren't looking, and find a way to rescue my wife. That was before Captain Kaeya appeared out of nowhere and saved the day. So then I figured I'd get out of the water, get dressed, and catch up with you. But God knows what they did with my clothes. I couldn't find them anywhere. By the time I gave up looking for them, you were most of the way to the winery, so I had to run after you with nary a thing on myself.
Outrageous.
I'm trying not to laugh so badly.
What
Oh my
happened
god.
next?
I made it to the winery, but the maids noticed me first, and they called the Lord of the Manor out to give me the beating the treasure hoarders never got around to. After my
Ooh!
wife recovered consciousness, she had to have a long talk with the young lord to
D-Luke
explain
beat him
everything.
up!
He then
Oh my
started
god!
both safely
Oh
to
my-
escape.
Oh, Wu.
They thought he was just some weird man, so they got D-Luke and D-Luke beat him up. And then when his wife will conscious explained to D-Luke that
Ugh.
the treasure
Good luck
hoarders
living
took
that
his
one.
clothes.
Trust me, I know. My wife never
Oh,
lets me
that's
forget.
why.
I'm sorry, Captain. I wasn't intending to share that story.
Oh my god.
It's fine. It's my own fault.
I
for
kinda
thinking
wanna
could
see
sweep
it.
under the carpet and forget about it. I
That'd
don't
be
know if I can
hilarious.
ever repay you for all you've done.
I'm trying not
It's
to
gonna get so
laugh,
embarrassed
like
every
only
time I run
giggle,
into
because
you.
if I laugh, my laugh is
Still,
loud, so
won't
it's
stop
gonna
me from
break the
trying.
mic.
You and your
Oh my
friend are here
god.
to catch the storyteller, right? The tea's on me. It's the least I can do. In fact, they do serve some food here too, but it's not the best. Okay, let me run and get some fruit to share. I'll be right back.
I'm trying my best not to laugh.
I wonder how much Fanaria caught of that. Old Wu really has no filter, does he?
Oh, poor Wu. Oh, gosh. I'm so sorry. It's just.
You know, honestly, her reaction is me. Oh, there's Kaeya.
He really didn't have to share all the details of that story. But since he didn't seem to mind, I wasn't about to stop him.
Did you avoid bringing up the whole story on purpose?
I did actually forget it first. But once he brought up his daughter, the memory of his naked escapades came flooding back.
Naked escapades?
Diluc
Stop
thought
it,
some
Kaeya,
pervert
please.
was harassing the maids.
Yep,
He
that's what I
charged
thought.
Straight out the door, great sword in hand and raring to go. I haven't seen him so angry in a long time.
Oh my god. That's what I thought.
So many people owe me favors nowadays. It's hard to keep track of them all. I really should go check my favors ledger once I'm back and refresh my memory.
That's alarming.
Hey, you didn't think I was being serious, did you? Do I really strike you as the kind of person to keep track of favors in a notebook? I just helped the guy out on a couple of occasions because I happened to be in the right place at the right time. I have no intention of asking him to do anything for me in return.
I'm trying to calm down and not laugh. I'm
Not
trying
so
to
far.
respect this guy. It's so hard though. I want to laugh so badly.
I'm back with fruit. Please help yourselves, everyone. My treat.
Thank you.
Oh, don't mention it. It's just a few fruits, nothing extravagant. Once my new pharmaceutical business takes off and I have Mora to spare, I'll get you a
Well, at least
proper
we know
thank you
how
gift and send it
Diluc
to the
takes
Knights of Favonius.
things. I can't.
Pharmaceutical business.
I can't. I
So
can
you
literally
found
just
a new
imagine
career?
him.
No more
He
shipping?
was grabbing his sword so
Shipping's
fast,
impossible
bursting
work
out that door,
nowadays.
ready to beat
There's so much
someone up.
competition and the margins
Ready to
are
beat
too
this guy
small.
up, thinking he's
So
harassing
I
the
decided to
maids.
switch gears. I'm going to become a partner of Boo Boo Pharmacy and provide
It's
funding
hilarious
for
the
a
more I
brand new
think about
medication
it.
They're producing. It's specially formulated to treat seasonal joint and limb pain. If you didn't know, it's a very common health complaint among sailors, but also extremely difficult to treat. I've suffered from it myself, which is why I know that a lot of people stand to benefit from this once it enters the market. It's a good cause, and a stable source of income. Whichever way you look at it, it's a step up from the back-breaking work I did before. I've already had some talks and invested 1 million Mora for the first round
Oh,
of
good
funding.
for you.
That's impressive, Wu. I wouldn't have thought you had the connections for something like that. So is it Dr. Baiju that you're in talks with?
It's always Baiju.
Oh no, not Dr. Baiju. Actually, it was his master, Dr. Baifudze. His
Oh, wow.
medical expertise and clinical experience are second to none, and he really cares about his patients. He gave me a few of his traditionally formulated bone-strengthening pills when he saw me suffering from my leg pains one day. It was like a miracle cure. The
Oh,
pain
that's probably what
immediately
he
went
gave
away.
to Baiju also, because I know
Dr.
Baiju.
Baiju's master.
Yeah, I told him I'd be enthusiastically recommending his medicine to the other guys at the docks. And after some hesitation, he just went right ahead and wrote up a prescription for me, completely for
Wait,
free.
I have a feeling there's something I'm
He said
missing.
that he shouldn't really be handing out free prescriptions since, and I quote, "It goes against generations of tradition handed down by our forebears." But he just felt like it was the right thing to do. What a great guy.
But I got chatting with Dr. Baiju recently when the Secure Transport Agency did a delivery for Boo Boo Pharmacy. He told me that his master has already passed away.
Yep, I had a feeling something was wrong.
Why would he say something like that? I mean, the guy's old, but he's still in great health.
Oh, he's dead.
Captain Wu, where did you meet this old master?
Just out on the street? I know that sounds dubious, but this is an educated and respectable gentleman we're talking about. There's no faking that.
There is a way to
Hold
fake
on
it.
a second. I just remembered something. My nephew-in-law met a medicine seller not too long ago, too. He also described it as a miracle cure.
Okay, it's like, oh,
He spent
alright,
a
I'll
lot
help
of
you
money
again.
on it, but when he brought it to Boo Boo Pharmacy, Herbalist Gwei took one look and told him he bought nothing but regular painkillers. This Bai Fuzi you met, did he by any chance have a goatee and salt and pepper hair?
He did.
Oh, come on,
If
Captain
I may,
Wu.
Captain Wu, there's a lot of Mora involved here. It seems like it would be worth asking this Dr. Baiju about his master, just to set the record straight. You could show him the medicine as well. Clearly there's some misunderstanding here.
You're right, Captain Kaeya. A quick trip to Boo Boo Pharmacy and I can get Dr. Baiju to clear all of this up. I'm sure it's all... hopefully it's all fine.
He left in a hurry. He must be stressed out of his mind right now.
I know Dr. Baiju, maybe I should go and help.
Hey, let him deal with this, okay? No point in you stressing yourself out too. Fraud or not, it's up to Captain Wu to figure out exactly who he's gotten himself involved with. I'm no Dark Knight hero, or a martial arts hero for that matter, and neither are you.
Why are you bringing up Diluc
Wait.
again?
Or are you? Now that I think about it, I can see you having a secret double life as a martial arts hero here in Liyue. You certainly have the personality for it. Either way, Liyue has its own
I'm
rules
trying to
and
see if that's like a...
regulations. Best to let the
Trying to
Ministry
remember
of
if
Civil
that's supposed to
Affairs
be
deal
towards
with this in a
someone, you
proper
know, like,
manner. If a couple of outlanders like us
a
get
little
involved, we might
reference to
just end up
someone.
muddying the waters, even with the best of intentions. We came here to enjoy ourselves.
That's
remember?
right, you don't know
We don't
Liyue
want to get our
rules.
priorities
And I don't remember
mixed
most
up.
of them either, so...
Oh, and look at that. The storyteller's taking the stage.
It is said that the sky's the limit for the aspirational soul. But alas, for the woes of the world are equally limitless. No such stranger to woes.
I
was
just
long
remembered the
ago,
story again. Why did they have to
man,
put such a funny
having
story?
suffered countless injustices at the hands of his fellow men, forsook them to dwell among the mountains and rivers. Yet fate fortuitous found him when he entered the tutelage of an adeptus and learned many mystical arts from them. Per his master's wishes, he then returned once more to the human
Oh,
world,
that's what I was about to say. Is this
only
Zhao?
this time with a sworn duty
Yeah,
to
this is
cleanse the
Zhao.
land of demons and to see justice done wherever he might tread.
Hey, Zhao. You listen to the tale of... Oh, Bravebeard the Valiant. Never
Is
mind.
that all? Huh.
Aww.
I was hoping to hear the rest of the story.
What did you think of the
It
story?
was all right. I suppose the hero always has to sacrifice himself to save others, and it does make for some good storytelling. But it leaves you wondering how he really feels about the whole thing. Did he ever have second thoughts? Only he can know, I suppose.
Oh, I see the show is over.
Did you find Baiju?
Yeah, I saw Dr. Baiju. Looks like it was a scam after all.
Then what are you waiting for? Don't just stand there. You need to report this to the Ministry of Civil Affairs right away.
Hold on. Let's not lose our cool. Get your story straight first, so you can give them a clear and detailed account of events in the order that they occurred. And one more thing. Do you still have a way to contact this guy?
Well, I'd arranged to meet him at the Yunshang Tea House once I've withdrawn the next sum of Mora, so I suppose he'll still be waiting on that.
Okay, so you've got another meeting lined up.
I've got no one to blame but myself for this. I can't believe I was so gullible. I guess the world isn't made for naive simpletons like me.
Don't say that. This is not your fault. A person decided to try to scam you. Your good nature is nothing to be ashamed of.
Young lady, you're a good person, and I'm touched by your words of comfort. Still, it's up to me to find a way to get my Mora back. The consequences are mine alone to bear. At my age, I'm sure I should be comforting the young with words of wisdom rather than the other way around. What does that say about how I've spent my life?
What is it, Kaeya? Got a solution?
It's obvious, isn't it? He needs to report the case to the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
There must be more we can do.
Come with me.
Ambush. I propose an ambush.
I am quite curious. How does our chivalrous martial arts hero intend to come to Captain Wu's rescue here? There are countless victims of injustice in the
Ow.
world. We can't try to help each and every one of them, can we?
Well, you're a good person, Kaeya.
Oh, I'm surprised. I didn't know you thought of me as someone who helps
No, I
other
don't.
people
I know you always get something
unconditionally.
out of it.
I'm genuinely flattered. But we both know that I'm not that kind of person, really.
Yeah, I know.
Your logic is very straightforward and quite endearing in its simplicity.
I don't want
I
to choose
like how
anything
you think.
complicated.
So I'll indulge your martial arts hero aspirations for now.
Not a martial arts hero. I just know how to smack people with a sword really well. Alright, Captain Wu, we're gonna help you.
Captain Wu, how would you feel about owing me one more favor?
I'm sorry, Captain Kaeya?
AK, I'm gonna
Let's
help
say,
you.
Hypothetically speaking, I found a way to recover your Mora that would leave the man who defrauded you feeling angry and frustrated, but give him no way to get back at you. If it could be done, and the only cost was owing me yet another favor, what would you say?
What exactly are you getting at?
The traveler here is adamant that you should ask me for another favor. Personally, I blame the storyteller. After the inspiring tale of Bravebeard, she's all gung-ho about playing hero and righting this injustice once and for all.
Hey, don't blame
Captain
me.
Kaeya, young lady, thank you.
Wanna help
I will
someone who
humbly
is just
accept
like
your kindness.
wronged by a scammer, a
Alright.
con artist, the best. Come
Now
on, come
here's
on.
what I'm thinking.
At the least. Why did I say at the best? You develop a plan with Kaeya.
Alright, then it's settled. Per our brave hero's plan, let's rendezvous at Yanshang Tea House tomorrow.
This is one of the longest ones. I forgot how long these can be.
Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure I can just run to the tea house because it's right here.
Ah, you're here. Good. I'll head upstairs first, and you join me in a bit. You've got nothing to worry about. As long as this lucky coin's in my hands, it'll do as it's told. Before I toss the coin, I'll get our guy to bet heads or tails. Then it's your turn to bet. Now remember, if I touch my chin, you bet heads. If I touch my forehead, you go for tails.
Chin, heads, forehead, tails. Got it.
Hello. Are you waiting for someone?
Ah, sorry, I must have spaced out for a second
As
there.
long as you follow the rules of the tea house, you're welcome here. Please be our guest.
From the way you describe it, Liyue does sound like an attractive place to settle. Perhaps I might have to make the move here after all.
Wow, okay.
All that awaits me back in Mondstadt is a horde of insufferable sycophants. Truly tedious. The reason I left home in the first place was because I was reluctant to
Oh, he's
simply
lying.
live off of my inheritance.
I understand.
I see. Alright, so he's
For one as
lying.
ambitious as
He's being like a
yourself,
rich
Mr.
person.
Rich, living off of the family fortune must feel like the dullest existence in the world.
Kai, you're being a hypocrite. You're a sycophant yourself. I just remember what I
Are you
meant.
doing? It's common courtesy to introduce yourself. Can't you see we got here first?
Well, not completely a sycophant, but you do most of the time. The other tables are all taken. This is the only place left.
They're running out of tables, huh? Looks like this location's getting too small for them. Very well, I'll make an exception for you this one time. Let's hope the tea, at least, won't disappoint me.
So, my friend, what's your name?
I and I discussed titles in advance. Kai is a young lord from a wealthy family. I'm inspiring foreign discipline of the Guha clan.
Here is the tea that you ordered. Please enjoy.
I'm from the Guhaha clan.
Ugh, this tea is... never mind. Mr. Bai, this has been a most pleasant and insightful conversation. I consider it good fortune that I encountered such a refined gentleman as yourself so far from home. Please allow me to pay for the tea.
Yes, good fortune indeed. In that case, I must thank you for your generosity.
You there. I'll get yours too.
Thanks. Where are you originally from?
Oh, you can't tell? My family's lived in Mondstadt for generations. I got bored sitting around at home and decided to set off on a journey to expand my horizons. The sights of Liyue Harbor are rather spectacular. I've half a mind to buy a waterfront property here so I can come vacationing every year.
Dang, Kaeya.
That would be quite nice.
You do sound like you come from a rich family. Oh, it looks nice here. I'm gonna get the most expensive thing. Get the most expensive house to something that's just a waterfall. Usually it's always by water. It's like a waterfront, waterfall, whatever. Waterfront is by usually a waterfall or lake or pond or whatever. But waterfront properties are so expensive.
And? The point of life is to enjoy yourself. If something makes me happy, it's worth every mora.
Mr. Rich, just to clarify, that's quite a large sum of mora as far as the common woman is
Mr.
concerned.
Rich?
It's understandable that our friend over here feels out of her league.
The name's Albert. Surname Rich. But only the servants in the house address me as Mr. Rich. Now that we're so well acquainted, Mr. Bai, please just call me Albert.
Oh.
Albert does have a nice
Albrick.
ring to it.
Albert
It is my
Rich.
honor to become friends with someone of your caliber.
He just took the Albert
You
part
flatter me.
to put the T.
What say you to acting
There it
as
is.
my guide during my time in Liyue?
Albrecht.
I'll pay you
Albert.
handsomely, of course.
Rich. Mr. Rich,
Naturally,
you're kidding
board
me?
and lodging would be included, and I could pay you in the region of 50,000 mora per day.
No need, my good friend. I shan't be so vulgar as to take your mora. We're both men of character. The pleasure of your ongoing acquaintance shall be ample reward in itself. To join a noble gentleman on his travels is a rare opportunity. Please, let me draft up an exact itinerary. I'll make sure to give you the experience of a lifetime.
You there. You're welcome to join us if you want. Which clan did you say you were with? The Hoo-Ha clan or something?
I'm not gonna laugh. It's the Guhua clan.
Guhua, huh? Strange choice of name. Gotta say, I've been in Liyue for a while now. This is the first I'm hearing of them. I guess they're one of these obscure ones who keep to themselves.
Yes, well, there are many martial arts clans and factions in Liyue. It's only natural that you haven't become acquainted with all.
Oh, martial arts hero. Why didn't I get that before?
Fair enough. Still, weird name. Bet they have some even weirder practices. Seriously though, what kind of skills do you guys train anyway? It's all for show, right? I saw some people performing a few tricks down at the wharf. Is it that kind of thing?
He's so good at playing this character that I don't like it. The Guha clan is devoted to the teaching of martial arts. If you're comparing the Guha clan to street performers, we have nothing to talk about. I will take my leave now. I'll get my own check as well.
I already told the server to put it on my tab. Don't bother getting her to split the bill. It'll only complicate things.
I was merely passing by. Your generosity will be better served elsewhere.
Young lady, there's no need to take things so seriously. Why don't you loosen up? And
It just
enjoy the
insulted my
free
clan, okay?
Are you trying to make a point by throwing my generosity back in my face? All right then. What if I say your bill is mine and don't let you pay?
Wanna fight? You wanna fight? Come on, let's throw hands. Let's throw hands.
Let's not get so worked up. Yinchang Tea House is no venue for a duel. We'll all get escorted right out the door. You young people have hot tempers.
I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna fight with Kaeya, but you know, I gotta keep going with the whole thing.
Taken to heart when there are far more diplomatic ways to resolve the dispute.
Okay. Then how about we settle this with a coin toss? I'll foot my own bill if I win.
Did I hear that right? So you'll only pay for yourself if you win, but I'll get the check for the three of us if you lose. It's not that I care about the Mora. After all, I offered to pay for everyone's drinks in the first place. No, what I find truly absurd is your refusal to play fair. I demand that you also pay for three if you win.
You insulted me first, and now you also want to dictate terms? Play fighting is so fun. If I win the bet, you have to make a formal apology to the Guha clan.
Fine. You can have your apology if you win, but on one condition. We'll do the best of three, and the winner pays for the table.
Well, as long as you're no longer raring to fight, peace begets wealth, as the elders used to say.
Why do you join us, Mr. Bai?
I don't understand the pepper and salt hair, but I guess they're trying to be like gray or something.
But I wasn't even a part of your argument.
What are you trying to say, Mr. Bai? Whose side are you on here?
Of course, I'm on,
And anyway, it's no big deal if you win. It's just a few cups of tea after all, so you can just take it from your fees as my guide.
All right then. I suppose it's not all that different from the dice gambling games I used to play in my youth. If it's just for a few drinks, you can count me in.
All right, now we're talking. Okay, now that we've agreed on the rules, how should we do this coin toss? After all, a Mora coin looks the same on both sides.
Easy. We can just borrow a pen from the counter to mark one side.
Well, that should be simple enough. Here, I'll take this coin and ask the counter to draw a line on one side. You two can wait for me.
We got his lucky coin, the one he's always
Young
constantly
lady,
flipping.
I can see that you haven't spent many years in the real world. You take everything far too personally. I, too, only met this Mondstadt millionaire by complete chance today, but we're getting along just fine. I actually came here to meet with a business partner to count the cash from 2 recent investments when this gentleman struck up a conversation with me. In the real world, you've got to keep up appearances. There's no need to offend the rich. After all, if you keep them happy, you can probably make some more off of them, too. You young people are much too impulsive. It pays to keep a level head.
Just so we're clear, let's say the marked side is heads, and the unmarked side is tails. Everyone has to pick a side before the coin toss. Oh. And no takebacks.
Sure.
We should also take turns tossing the coin.
Sounds fair to me. Why don't you do the first toss, Albert?
All right then, I'll start us off. Here we... Oh,
I only have one thing that pops up in my
wait.
head is
I
for
nearly
Albert.
forgot to collect everyone's bets. Mr. Bai, heads or tails?
I suppose the choice is arbitrary since it's a 50-50 chance. I'll go with Tails.
Let me think. I'll also go with tails. What about you? Heads or tails?
Chin is head, forehead is tails. Alright, heads. Let's see if I remembered. Tails, just as planned.
Oh, darn, I won. Lucky me, I guess.
I won as well. Guess there might be a formal apology in the cards after all.
Hey, this is just the first toss. Come on.
I have a suggestion. If one of us loses twice in a row, they should get knocked out while the other two carry on playing to decide the winner. Otherwise, with 3 of us playing, it'll start to get difficult to keep track of who's won the most times. I flipped the coin last time, so why don't you go next? I don't want you blaming my coin-tossing skills if you guess wrong this turn. Here.
Now just wait a second, my dear friends. Please let me do the second toss.
Oh? Anxious to take your turn, Mr. Bai?
You are both young, and I've already seen your short tempers for myself. If Albert loses this round and this young lady wins, you'll be tied. And before you know it, you'll be at each other's throats again. Well, that's not my only consideration either. You two may be too young to know this, but I've been around the block a few times. What's to say this isn't a trick coin, In dice games, people use all sorts of methods to rig the game. Some even fit the dice with mechanisms that give them whichever result they want. If Albert wins the next round, and you, young lady, lose for the second time in a row, then the third round will just be a tiebreaker between him and me, and you won't get your apology to the Guhua clan. If that happens, only for you to then find out that the coin was rigged all along, you're sure to accuse me of working with Albert to scam you while mocking the Guhua clan. I can only imagine the kind of vengeful warpath that would put you on. A purely hypothetical scenario, of course, but one that I'm bringing up now to avoid any misunderstanding further down the road. Go on, give me the coin. I'll show you how to check if it's been rigged.
Why is Kaeya still smiling?
Very diligent of you indeed, Mr. Bai. Looks like I chose the right person to be my guide. Here, take it.
He knew that this might
A rigged
happen,
coin
so...
will always be a little heavier than a normal coin, you see. This one seems perfectly normal to me, however. But don't take it from me. Why don't you test it for yourself?
Pettiness is below me. I trust your judgment. Phew, that was a close
What's
call.
your bet this time, Mr. Bai?
This one's long, oh my
I'll
god.
stick with Tails.
Tails, huh? Well, you seem to have a feel for this, so I guess I'll match your bet again this round. Tails it is. And you?
Heads. Coin turned up heads. Is that just a lucky guess, or has Kaeya already...
Well, my luck's still just about holding out. The 3 of us are now tied, so no one drops out. Certainly better than Albert and I going head-to-head in the final round.
My turn.
Well, here you go. What'll it be, Mr. Bai?
It's a tough decision this time.
That's what makes it fun, isn't it? Anyway, there's no need to stress. What's the cost of a few cups of tea compared to 50,000 I'll be paying you every day?
You make a good point. All right, I'll take heads.
And we're gonna take tails, aren't
Okay,
we?
And now it's my turn to guess. Not that the outcome matters either way to me. I won't even notice the more's gone. Whatever. I'll take tails.
Tails. Fortunately, the coin turned up heads. Now it's Kaeya's turn.
Why did it have to be heads? This whole thing started because you two got into a spat, and now I'm the one that has to foot the bill. What say you to another round?
Sure, why not? I'm having fun. I can go for as many rounds as you want.
I'm out.
What a miserly person. Do as you please. The two of us can play.
But Albert, all the fun of gambling is in the stakes involved. What say you to throwing a little loose change into the pot?
Oh, come on now. No need to walk on eggshells here. Let's keep it simple, shall we? If you guess right, I pick up the tab. But if you guess wrong, I'm afraid it's still on you.
Sure. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Well, here's the coin. You can toss first. I'll take heads.
I'll choose.
Wouldn't it defeat the whole purpose of betting if you guessed the same as me? This is a two-person game now. Surely one of us has to guess heads and the other tails.
All right. It all comes down to luck, after all. I'll take tails. Ooh, looks like Rex Lapis has smiled upon me today after all. Thank you for the tea, Albert.
You're in a lucky streak today.
Look at you getting so giddy over some chump change. It's like you've never gambled with real money before, my old man. That's a real rush, I'm telling you. This is nothing by comparison. In fact, I'm starting to get a little bored.
Well, in that case, would you care for another game?
Sure. Let's up the stakes a little this time. Shall we say 50,000?
Oh, maybe that's a little on the high side.
What, 50,000? But that's just a single day's guide pay for you.
All right. I'll bet tails.
Great, then I'll bet heads. No takebacks. Heads.
Tails.
And it's on heads.
How unfortunate. I shouldn't have gotten greedy. After all, in the long run, gambling is always a losing game. 50,000 more. My goodness. Albert, I'm terribly sorry, but as it happens, I forgot to bring my coin purse with me today. Could you perhaps take this 50,000 out of my guide fees? Call it an advance payment. That would make us even.
Advance payment? Sorry, I'm afraid that's not my style. It'll have to be cash.
This day just getting better and better. Well, so be it. 50,000. Let me see what cash I have on me.
Mr. Bite takes out 50,000 and more
Just
bills from his
50,000?
bag.
That's not what we agreed on.
Huh? What are you talking about? I think you'll find that our bet was for 50,000.
No, it wasn't. The amount was 1 million.
1 million? Are you insane? Come on now, Albert. Be serious. 1 million here and 1 million there might be all fun and games to you rich types, but to ordinary folk like myself, this is no laughing matter.
I'm being perfectly serious. I know what I said, and what I said was 1 million mora.
You're lying through your teeth. Hey, young lady, you tell him. Did you hear him say 1 million at any point during our bet?
Yeah, he said 1 million.
Huh? What the? I'm not deaf, you know. I swear I heard 50,000. Wait. Oh, I see. You two are in this together. I've never met either of you before today, and out of nowhere you suddenly roped me into betting over a coin toss, and now you're accusing me of owing you 1 million mora. Huh? Do you have any idea who you're trying to cheat? I know all the tricks in the book. I can't believe a couple of beginners like you managed to get this far. Well, don't you try to celebrate just yet. You amateurs have a lot to learn about the art of the con. Do you really think that nobody else will have heard all the commotion we just made? All I need is one witness, and this little scheme of yours falls apart. Frauds! Frauds, I say! These two kids are trying to scam me out of my hard-earned mora! Hostess! Oh, hostess, come quickly!
How pathetic.
What is going on here? If you can't abide by our rules, you're not welcome at Yenshang Tea House. I don't care what the issue is. You don't get to make a racket like that in here. Halberd! Fang!
Wait, don't throw me out! These two con artists are trying to steal my mora. You can't let them get away with it.
Well, let's take this somewhere else. I don't want any of you disturbing the other guests. Okay, you two. Care to explain yourselves?
Gladly. He's making up completely spurious claims. We were betting Mora over a few coin tosses, and now he wants to back out. In the land of contracts, of all places. He won 250,000 from me, then another 800,000 from the both of us. Now he's refusing to pay up the measly 50,000 that he lost in the final round.
Okay, so after settling up, a total of 1 million mora should have changed hands.
Yeah.
Sounds
See?
plausible enough.
All the money they, like,
It's a
paid up, see?
complete pack of lies. Hostess, if you don't believe me, ask anyone else in the tea house. These kids were so loud. I guarantee you everybody in that room knows the true story.
Sorry to interrupt you all, but you're witnesses to the situation here. Is what Mr. Bai says true?
Oh, thank goodness you're finally here. What took you so long? That old guy's been bragging about the mora he's won so loudly, I'm surprised the whole street didn't hear him. I was about to report him to the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Leave me out of this. I want nothing to do with gamblers and scammers. Please, just bring me my check.
Our new owner laid down the law not too long ago. We turn a blind eye towards casual games of dice, but there is zero tolerance for any explicit gambling with real mora. Return any winnings to the party you took them from, and we'll say that none of this ever happened. Otherwise, I'll have to bring in the Millilith, and I can assure you that they take a more hard line on this kind of thing than we do.
Why should I have to give them any mora? I don't have any mora on me.
Oh, but I think you do. 2 investments, was it? One of them to the tune of exactly 1 million as it happens. Oh, and don't forget you still need to pay the tab.
You... Wait. How did you...
Halberd! Fang! There's a gentleman here that I'd really like you to meet.
Please don't. I'll pay, all right?
This was never your mora to begin with. We'll be returning it to its rightful owner now.
Alright, Albert. Okay, I see what you're doing. I'm falling.
Catch the wind. What did you think, Captain Wu? Could you hear clearly from your corner on the 2nd floor?
Yes, everything. I can't thank you two enough.
Woo. This was your doing, wasn't it? You and this monster planned the whole thing. Along with that blonde one. And all the customers on that floor were in on it too, weren't they? I know where you live, and I know what your wife looks like, and your pretty little daughter too. You crossed the wrong man today.
Who'd be scared of a crook like you? I'll take you on any day of the week.
Well, let's see how long that false bravado...
Imagine Kai turns around just like, hey, I'm from Knights of Favonius. He doesn't have any jurisdiction here, though.
Look at that. He figured it out. Guess he's not as dumb as we thought.
Wow, Kaeya.
Too
Dang.
cocky either. Just you wait. I will hunt you down.
Hey, I have freedom everywhere.
My apologies for having to leave this question until you'd vacated the premises, but I couldn't have things escalate inside the tea house. I hope you can understand our position. I
Yep.
noticed that all the guests on the second floor were present before you took your seats, then left almost immediately after you did. Would I be correct in saying you were looking to set this man up?
Yeah.
Wait, so you saw through it right away?
Under normal circumstances, we would never tolerate a scheme like this taking place on our grounds, as it risks damaging our
But
family's
we know the owner.
However, I understand that our owner holds the traveler in high regard.
Yep.
And must have good reasons for her
Yep.
actions. Still, I would appreciate an explanation, if only so that I can answer to the owner.
Ah, as I thought. When you're operating on someone else's turf, you run the risk of clashing with the master of the house. Thankfully, we considered that possibility before.
I
going
know
ahead with our
everyone
plan.
here. I'm
You
famous.
brave hero. You're the one with the connections in Liyue. It's your time to shine.
Your account what happened to Captain Wu.
Okay, I understand the situation now. It goes without saying that I have no wish to stand in the way of your chivalrous deeds. I'll report everything you told me to our owner.
Feel free to find me again if you need any further explanation.
Well, Captain Wu, remember what I promised you? What do you think? Angry and frustrated enough for you?
Jamie didn't cry like a big baby, though.
Excuse me, coming through. Is this the Mr. Bai you reported to us?
Yes, that's him all right. The one who scammed Captain Wu.
Wait! Where's your evidence? And Wu, you've already recovered your Mora. I don't deserve to be punished twice for the same crime.
You can't talk your way out of this one. You're already suspected of defrauding multiple victims out of smaller amounts, and the combined total meets the threshold for a conviction.
Oh,
If it
dang,
turns out you're
dude.
guilty in this case too, it'll only add to your sentence. Does the plaintiff have any witnesses? If so, we'd really appreciate if they could come with us and provide a testimony.
Here, sir. I'm happy to give a testimony.
You got tangled up in this too, huh? In that case, please come with me. Your witness statements will play a crucial role in helping to move this case forward. Don't worry, we won't take up too much of your time. And you, sir, can stop twiddling your thumbs. You're coming with us too.
Hey, keep your hands off me. I'll cooperate. Stop manhandling me.
Look, he's crying like a big baby. Milif takes the con man away. You give a testimony, then return
Thank
to the
you
house.
so much.
Or I
for
think it was
both of
Fair
you.
House or whatever.
I really don't know how I could ever begin to repay you.
Well, I have an idea. We originally came here to do some sightseeing. Anywhere you'd recommend we go before the end of our trip?
Let me think. Now, where would I want to go? Hey, are either of you interested in a fishing trip?
Sounds fun to me. Let's go.
I kind of messed that up.
Catch the wind. Well, this was certainly an eventful end to my trip. It wouldn't have been possible without you. Or my lucky coin, of course.
I'm just glad that nothing went wrong when I tossed the coin.
Wouldn't be much of a lucky coin if it had. Besides, I already taught you how to become attuned to it.
He always flipping that
You
coin,
still
so he'll
need
know
some
how it
practice
goes.
to master the technique, but Luckily, it decided to play nice and spare us any more complications.
How do you control it anyway?
A better question to ask might be, what do I do to make this coin happy to work with me and show me whichever side I wish? My answer would be that I tell the coin a joke every time I toss it into the air. If it finds my joke funny, then it cooperates with me. Of course, this whole arrangement hinges on a pre-existing amount of trust between the two of us. I can't just get any strange coins to listen to me.
He caught us off guard when he insisted on taking the second coin toss.
Yeah, I was a little surprised when he unwittingly called out our trick coin, but it didn't matter. A good gambler always keeps their options open. You have to have a contingency plan for when the odds are against you. So when I went to the counter,
Funny that Genshin is
I
telling
marked
me
the
this.
regular coin as well as my trick one. That safely avoided any risk of him finding out about the trick coin. But it also meant that we wouldn't be able to control the result of that round. But hey, what does it matter? The fact that he made things a little more challenging only made it all the more exciting to watch him slowly but surely fall into our trap. Especially listening to him warn us about the possibility of a rigged coin right as we were scamming him. That was my favorite part. As long as I chose the same bet as him, and you bet the opposite to me, it was always going to end up with him paying. Unless, of course, he'd had some other tricks up his sleeve that we hadn't thought of. Then things would have gotten really interesting.
You two are genuinely the smartest people I've ever met. I'm no intellectual, so I would never have been able to come up with a plan like this. Even when you described it to me, I only understood parts of it.
Never change your good nature.
Well, I may not be the smartest guy around, but one thing I do know is this. One should always return tenfold the help that they've received from others. We were just ordinary acquaintances. You had no reason to help me as much as you did. If there's anything I can ever do for you in the future, anything at all, please let me know. You can always count on me. I guarantee it.
Oh? You seem agitated. Are you worried about owing me yet another favor? There are two kinds of people who owe me favors. One is my friends, and the other my informants. My informants have to fulfill whatever requests I make of them, no questions asked. The question is, which kind of person do you want to be? Ah, and you're torn again. Too afraid to ask to be my friend, but also daunted by the dangers inherent in becoming my informant. Well, it's okay, because I just thought of a fun and easy way to get us out of this impasse. Let's do a coin toss.
Kaeya, no, please.
This is the regular coin I prepared for the contingency plan when I was borrowing a pen from the bar. Not the lucky one that does what I tell it to. If it's heads, we're friends. But if it's tails, you're at my beck and call. May the Lord of Geo decide.
So, was it heads or tails?
What do you think? What does your heart tell you?
Kaeya just put the coin back in his pocket.
I understand now. You have my most sincere gratitude. No, that's a little too formal. What I'm trying to say is, here, your fishing rods, my friends.
Lucky coin, an informant or a friend. You want to be my informant or my friend? Well, this is the end of this part. I thought we were able to do other parts, but this one was super, super long. I wasn't expecting this one to be that long. But I enjoyed it so far, especially the story. I can't. I'm going to be laughing over that for days. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!